Wake up, honey, new mechanic just dropped in Marvel Snap. That's right, keyword activate was just data mined along with the suite of September card releases. Ooh, this ability seems so interesting. Now, this is from a data mine. The developers can neither confirm nor deny officially how this is going to work, but we have good reason to suspect that this is going to be a tap ability, something where you play the card down and then on a future planning phase, you are able to choose to activate it and then gain the benefit from the ability. For balancing purposes, the cards that are currently revealed only make sense if this activation only happens once a game rather than once per turn, so don't think of anything too insane spiraling out of control here, but these abilities are really good, and because of the precision timing they provide, seem super awesome. I'm envisioning a user interface similar to Release Kitty Pryde, which was buggy as heck, but you had a pulsing notification during the planning phase that you could do something with Kitty as a little reminder here, and then you'll be able to tap these cards, activate them, gain the abilities, and wreck your opponents with something like Symbiote Spider-Man here, our new Battle Pass card for September. Activate merge your lowest cost card here with this, copy its text just like it just revealed. Ooh. Time to go round 2 with the symbiote suit. Now here, the downside, quote unquote downside of the activate ability that I'm seeing with the current understanding of how it is going to be implemented in the game is that it will not be immediate. Obviously on reveal happens immediately, meaning that we're getting a benefit even if we play the card on the final turn of the game. But an activatable card played on the final turn, I don't believe is going to have any opportunity to provide its ability, unless they change that in terms of the mechanic. But my understanding is if we play on the final turn, there is no option to both play and activate a card on that same round. Still, this card seemed amazing. Super spicy with great synergies with Phastos, White Widow, Scarlet Spider. You have just a quick on-curve play of going Phastos into then activating and merging with Symbiote to be able to get a reactivation. Other cheap abilities, because we're bringing Symbiote Spider-Man down in the mid to late game, getting a reactivation on something like White Widow is pretty impactful to be able to junk up the opponent's side of the board. And then Scarlet Spider here, which we're going to talk about later on in the video, seems like a dream pairing and is representing the whole suite of cards that are providing a benefit from that merged power that we're going to get. Yeah, I'm going with a 4-key ranking on this guy. He is the Battle Pass card. He's supposed to be really strong. We're going to be going through all of these and giving way too early key rankings. Of course, all the abilities and stat lines are still subject to change. Next up, Silver Sable. Finally, this card has been data mined for forever. Now a 1/1 with the ability on reveal, steal 2 power from the top card of your opponent's deck. This is text that is brought in line with Cassandra Nova is going to be stealing power from their entire deck, 1 power from each of the opponent's cards. We're going to be draining the power off their deck, so that top card they're going to draw is 2 weaker, and Silver Sable goes up to a 3 power. We do have the on reveal synergy here as well, so we could do something like a Grandmaster immediate repeat, which is pretty spicy. Then we get a 1/5 Silver Sable, and the opponent has had 2 cards that are then debuffed. You could go all in on a Affliction type playstyle with Selene, and you could even be looking at Ajax, who will be released at the time of Silver Sable, who is gaining power himself per cards that have been played to the board that are afflicted with negative power. Overall though, I'm feeling like this is one of the weaker cards this season. As a 1 cost, obviously it cannot be too impactful. I personally actually prefer the disruption that Iceman is bringing, increasing a cost in the opponent's hand for a base 2 power rather than the 1/3 that Silver Sable is going to be with, then debuffing the opponent's card by 2, but we'll have to see how it feels in hand. Next up, Madam Web. Oh, the hero that move needed. This is what Hercules was supposed to be, and I'm actually fascinated to see if Hercules is going to work well in conjunction or just still get passed over in these move decks. Ongoing, you can move one of your other cards away from here each turn. Oh my gosh. Now with Pro X and Storm and other lockdown synergies, the ability to disperse your cards is awesome. And then Move has always had pretty overstated activatable engine pieces and just not enough ways to consistently activate them. Madam Web is that card. Player on turn 2, and then every turn you're getting a free move. The value is insane. The only thing holding it back from being game shattering, which it might still be, but what I see is that all these move engine pieces are very susceptible to control. Human Torch can get out of hand, but then Killmonger will rein him back in. Shadow King is going to reset everybody. Shang-Chi can take out a lot of these cards if they scale too highly. Remember, Dagger's gotten buffed a lot. She's super powerful. You also have Vulture. You have a number of pieces here. Spider-Man 2099 flying out to do his destructions. Kraven, if you're moving stuff constantly, we could buff Kraven to be an insanely powerful carry. I'm giving her 3 keys, especially with the potential extra deck type of a lockdown deck benefiting from Madam Web. I think she's going to be one of the more versatile move cards that we have access to. If you are a move specialist, must get. If you don't care about move at all, probably rank her a little bit lower. Next up, Arana. 2/2 activate. Give the last card you played +2 power and move it to the right. So this is fantastic. It's our opportunity to be able to combo move effects with move engines without needing to have the combo drawn in the correct sequence. We can just set up Arana, and then with the activate, we can wait for the most opportune moment to spring it, which is it's so spicy. And the amazing thing is that we can start ping-ponging cards in conjunction with, say, Ghost Spider. I could play Arana on 2, and then I could play Multiple Man on 3, and then I could activate Arana, which is going to move Multiple Man, and then I could play Ghost Spider, which is going to go back to Multiple Man, move him again, but now he's been buffed to a 5 power, and it goes from there, right? Hopefully I could hit Kraven in there as well. The timing potential is amazing, with the complexity that Activate is adding on top of the game, and the complexity that Move already had. This is going to be, get your brain food ready, guys. Get your brain food ready. It's going to be spicy, but an opportunity to play Spider-Man 2099 and then have the activate the trap card of Arana set and ready to make sure that he will move immediately into an impactful position. Actually, he's going to move to the right. I'm probably gesturing mirrored in the camera anyway. So we're giving Arana 3 keys. I think Madam Web is actually going to be a little bit better for move. So if you have to pass on one, I would probably pass on Arana, but if you're a move specialist, this is a must acquire. If you are not, it is a much lower priority. And now, Scarlet Spider. Actually, no, take me back. Spider-Man 2099, I was just thinking about this. Spider-Man 2099 can finally realize his dreams of destroying multiple enemies in a very carefully crafted situation where you're using 2099, you are moving him, and then you can play Symbiote Spider on top of him, which would activate the Symbiote Spider. We have to have, I believe, magic to get an extra turn here because of the high prices of these cards, or some kind of energy cheat to get them to the board. But Symbiote Spider will be able to refresh 2099 as though he was just revealed, meaning he should have an extra destruction available, and then we could use, say, Arana to be able to move that card and ping pong, get multiple destructions out of 2099. I think that's far too convoluted to be viable, but now is possible. I had to call it out. Scarlet Spider, 4/5. This guy is a monster. Activate. Add an exact clone of this to another location. Is cloning powerhouse, my friends. Yeah, 4 stars already. Oh my gosh. We're going to have Gwenpool in the game economy. We also have Fasters, easy ways to be able to buff Scarlet Spider before he ever hits the board. Gwenpool, an insane hand buff powerhouse. And then Symbiote Spider-Man is like the dream pairing here. We can play Scarlet Spider on 4, activate him on 5, spitting out the 5 power clone, play Symbiote Spider on top of him, activate Symbiote Spider on a following turn to merge, and then we're going to be able to get another activation out of Scarlet Spider. I understand that the turns, you have to calculate the turn delay because these are not on reveals, they are activates. And that's what's reining them in a little bit in terms of the massive power that they'd be able to put out, because Symbiote Spider-Man is going to then merge his power with Scarlet Spider to an 11 power that is able to create a clone of itself. Seems insanely good. But again, I think we have to have magic for a turn 7 to really get it to work out. Or Zabu to rush one of these to make it all viable, and then the clones are going to make Mockingbird cheaper. So everything about Scarlet Spider I like, and I'm fascinated to see how... I guess the only thing reining him back is that my understanding is the adding is going to be to a random location. Yeah, I don't believe that it's going to be targeted. So we're adding to a random location, only thing holding him back. We've seen with White Tiger that that's still a very powerful effect, especially when you can put so many buffs on this guy so easily. So there we have all of the new cards. Which one is your favorite, and is there any of them that you think is going to actually be a token trap when they release? How well is Move gonna fare? I'll chat about it all with you guys down in the comments. And then of course subscribe to the channel so that you'll be able to see our testing streams where we rock out with these cards as soon as they release every single Tuesday. Till next time, thank you guys for watching. Keep on snapping.